Okay, so we're going to talk about VSTs, Virtual Studio Technology. So they are a huge can of worms. They are a massive rabbit hole, which you can and probably will go down eventually. All is I have to say that you don't need more. You just need a few that you like, and then you need to work on sound design. It's not so much about getting more sounds, it's getting the ones that work for your style that you're wanting to make. So don't go crazy and buy every single VST available. It's not going to help you sound better. The VSTs are, well, here are mine. I was showing you a few before. So the Anna one, which is awesome. Basically, it's essentially like a synthesizer in your keyboard, and so you can get some what are called presets, because sound design is very, very difficult and it takes a long time to get the hang of. You can work off presets at the start, and then after a while, after tweaking and changing the sounds, then eventually you develop skills in sound design, which is pretty essential, because very rarely, if ever, you just pick a bass, pick a kick, pick a few leads, pick some plucks, pick all those other things, and then the sounds gel together. What's not very well understood in the wider musical community is that producing isn't that easy. You have to know what your sounds are made of, and then what the audio spectrum that they're taking up, whether it be the width or the the pitch, and make sure that your sounds aren't fighting with each other. And to do that in a stylistically aware and exciting way is not the easiest thing to do. So best of luck, keep at it, but let's have a listen to a few sounds on this Anna synth. Let me push the red arm button. What about Dystopia? Let's get a bit of reverb on there. So with these plugins, they come with a lot of power. To add a lot of reverb, a lot of power to add what's called delay, which is less self-explanatory. Let's just see, I'll give you a better one. A pluck is a better example for demonstrating delay. So that's without delay. Now with delay. Without. With. So you've got these little this delay, if you will, which is basically the initial sound, but then it's repeated, and it can be repeated more in the left speaker or the right speaker, or it can whiz around, or it can be right down the middle. Depends what your music is doing at that time. But yes, these synthesizers have a lot of power, and if used wisely, that is all you need. Let's have a look at a few more. Another really, really common one, apart from Anna, where is it? Spire is also very common. So that's another VST. The last one that I'm going to show you is my favorite one, which is called Syelenth. And if you're going to get one, I suggest you get this one, because it's they're all pricey, they're all professional software. I mean, if you're gonna play soccer, you go out and get some boots and some shin guards. There's easily $150. These synths cost about the same. That's just the way it goes. Yeah, you can find a lot of presets around and buy them as well. My favorite one is the freshly squeezed samples, that website I was showing you earlier. And the samples are just fantastic. Sorry, the presets are just fantastic. You know, you can use them right out of the box. Maybe let's try a bass. Let's try a few leads. The leads being the ones that where are they? The leads that have the melody. You know, that kind of classic rave sound. So those are VSTs. Now, they do cost a bit, which is unfortunate, but there are a lot of free VSTs out there. If you type in free VSTs into Google, you will be delivered quite a lot, and you'll be able to make some pretty cool tunes with them as well. Now, just to finish up with VSTs, they are not the easiest thing to install, and unfortunately, if you want to be a producer, you kind of have to get to know your way around a computer. Certainly, when I started, I definitely considered myself not a computer guy, but I love writing music, so I just kind of had to learn. You know, where there's a will, there's a way. And nowadays we have YouTube, so there's you know, there's not a lot that you can't find with enough time and enough searches and enough watching of tutorials. So if you are having trouble installing, you know, any VSTs that you do buy, then try on YouTube first. They will tell you to go to Options, Preferences, and then where is it? Here, File Folder. They'll tell you to rescan your plugins, and then I'm using a VST custom folder. You probably won't be, so just turn this off if you do choose to. That basically means that you just instead of all the VSTs going to the default place where they install, which is most of the time it's the same, I just put mine in the one place because then I know where it is. So if you have this on, and then you can just select a folder and keep it anywhere. So mine is just C VST custom, which I made. So anytime I install a VST, then I put it in C VST custom, and then here are all my VST.dll files. So that's what Ableton reads, a .dll file. That means that it's the VST program. So if you install it correctly to your custom VST folder, or the default location, as long as you've as long as you've set up that Ableton is looking for the VST in file folder and then your plugin sources section, as long as it's looking for it and it can find the .dll file, then it should come up in your plugins little button. It should come up here. Should.